I really gotta explain this, man.
ここからは任天堂スイッチのヘッドラインです。ご覧ください。
So I think the title of this video pretty much speaks for itself, but just in case you need some clarification or some interpretation for this introduction, I love My Hero Academia, so much so that currently at the time of this video, I am on chapter 208, so it shouldn't come to no surprise that in 2018 when My Heroes One's Justice was announced, I was extremely ecstatic during the game's countdown on their official website during the year of 2017. So after that year, one day before the game's release, I was dealing with a somewhat breakup at the time, but that aside, I picked up the game, played it, got my pre-order bonus endeavor, and absolutely fell in love with My Heroes One's Justice, but knowing damn well that this game could have improvements for hopefully a sequel game 5 to 7 years down the line, and without a single delay, 1 year after the game's original release date, at the time of this video, One's Justice 2 has been announced along with Scan. Now while I'm all for a new One's Justice game, having a sequel so soon is not a good idea, and here's why. In no way, shape, or form are you as a person or you as a company are able to make improvements or changes to a game in just 1 year in advance. Now of course, as a company you can always tweak and add in new features from previous installments, Xenoverse 2. But that doesn't take into account the time that it takes to flesh out old mechanics, that doesn't take into account new game modes to flesh out their own customization feature that they had in their previous installment. So hopefully you as the viewer watching can see where I'm coming from, and that is the simple notion that a company can always add on and tweak minor details, but in the grand scheme of things, there's a slight add-on and a few new features compensate for a full price game instead of this being an expansion pack similar to Attack on Titan 2, the final expansion. And with that similarity, I think it would be a better alternative than releasing a full price game with just minor differences outside of adding season 4 main story campaigns, but that regardless. As I mentioned previously in the introduction, I'm still a fan of Hiroaka, and of course I'm going to pick up the sequel game regardless, but I wish they would take the time to flesh out and add new features, and I wish for them to make a sequel game with major differences than a My Hero game with minor differences, full price keep in mind. But if you would like to have a discussion about this, I would gladly reply to you in the comment section below. But on to our next topic.
To the hotel for yourself.
So now we get to a topic that I'm much more opinionated about and much more against the grain when it comes to said topic, and that is the simple fact that Madara Uchiha is coming to Jump Force and is the exact same version that he is in J-Star's Victory Versus in 2014. Now of course, during the year of Victory Versus, Age of 6 Pass Madara was just being revealed in the manga of the series Naruto, but with Jump Force slowly approaching its release date, it was a clear indication that Spike Chunsoft was working on this game years before the mangaka Masashi Kishimoto had surpassed that point of Madara's story arc. But the year is 2019. Most of these mangas have completely finished when it comes to the big three of Shonen Jump, and we still have the same version of Madara that we got 5 years ago when I was a junior in high school. Instead, he has Perfect Susanoo in Jump Force. Ooh, wow. Now of course, if you're confused or not sure why this is a big deal, it's because you're paying $10 for the same character with just one new ultimate attack being Perfect Susanoo. Not to mention that story-wise, chronologically, this version of Madara having Perfect Susanoo makes no sense. But with my nerd logic aside, and to go back to my previous statement, if you're not paying $10 for this character but you bought the season pass, then by bravely default you have already have the character in your hardware at some point in time by now. And for the people that enjoy Jump Force for what it is for their own personal enjoyment, then this video isn't necessarily directed towards you, but do realize that if you bought the season pass or if you bought him as a character individually, then do realize that you are supporting bad business practices of just importing a character that was previously made from a game from 5 years ago and just having them swap these same assets into a more recent anime brawler, which is ridiculous to me as a consumer for these style of anime games. These business practices of reselling the same characters is not the wave. And another way how Spike Chunsoft is getting away with this is because they're packaging Madara with 2 other characters, and regardless, no matter how you flip this, switch this, or reverse it, reselling Madara from a 5-year-old game is wrong. But I've seen people on Instagram super excited as about playing this character in Jump Force. But if you have a different outlook on this topic, then let me know in the comment section below, and I would greatly love to debate and have a discussion about this in the comment section. But thank you for watching, everyone. I greatly appreciate it, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching, everybody.